Challenges connected to natural and environmental concern is long-term protection and safeguard of our resources. It is necessary to cut down on the use of raw materials so that we may preserve whatever resources we have for future generations. We can address this through practices that significantly reduce or eliminate negative impact of buildings on the environment. An important part of consumable goods can be conserved, salvaged, or recycled, just like what our sponsor, Kenneth and Mock, presented earlier. Understanding the significance of these materials will guide us to responsible use of natural resources, leading to green and sustainable living. That's what I've told you before. I'm a little bit uneasy because I find it I find it a great honor to introduce the speaker for tonight, which is my mentor in the practice of architecture. Without him, without his encouragement, I think I would still be in college perhaps by another year, if not for his masugid na encouragement. He was my thesis faculty advisor in 2002. He's a practicing architect who has been invited as a speaker for various schools and professional organizations in and out of the country. He's referred to as a green architect, a painter, and consultant for building science. He took up architecture at the University of the Philippines and is a British Council scholar with a postgraduate degree from the United Kingdom. He was recently awarded with fellowships by the Higher Education Funding Council of England for research work on energy efficient design with the Swedish International Development Authority for Heritage Architecture Conservation and Preservation. I now give the lectern to my mentor, the one and only architect joven, Ignacio.
Maraming salamat, Architect Godcha. Wala akong kinabahan sa introduction. It's pressure na. Ganun pala pag kinakilala ka ng dati ng estudyante, lalo kang kakabahan, hindi mo alam kung sasabihin. But sincerely, thank you very much. I didn't think that you considered me as my mentor. As a mentor, kasi hindi ko sa sarili ko, napakapal na. Hindi ako pinala. Anyway, siguro alam na muli nyo kung bakit kayo pinakakain bago magsalita ng speaker. That is para hindi mo kayo makatulog at busog na kayo para manatili kayong gising kung ang magsasalita sa harap ninyo ay matutulogin kayo. Yun lang mo yun. You know, when I was asked by my colleagues to present this talk or lecture, tinanong ko kaagad, si Architect Mike Vilero, nasan si Architect Mike? Kasalanan ko eh. Tinanong ko sa kanya, sino ba magsasalita for sustainable materials? Sabi ko na ng open. Kasi meron kang present dati na gusto mong matutunan ulit. Kasi bitin napakahaba daw ng presentation. So ulitin ko daw ngayon gabi. I will try to condense it this time para at least try to send a message across. I believe Architect Raymond last week presented the climate responsive design in a very concise and very straightforward manner. Tama ba? Naintindihan na mabuti at saka not highfalutin, which is what we really want. And the reason why we are all here I think, is because we are all guilty. Guilty of destroying our environment. Tama ba? Lahat tayo gusto natin ayusin, pero alam natin kahit pa paano, whether it be by individual choice or by generation, parang in effect, tayo, people in the construction design industry have a responsibility, and we have actually done our part in destroying the environment. Hindi ko natin makakailan. Tama?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, Father.
Okay. Let me start off by saying this. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is the third law of movement. So far, we, as green architecture, as a green architecture focus, we have not really come across a major organization that clearly represents a fully integrated perspective of environmental protection. We try to give a positive impression to people, but achievements in terms of economic growth are sometimes covered or muddled by what we are presenting to people. We know that. And that's why we are here. We want to understand how we as individuals can contribute to environmental protection. But let me go back first to how I see my own country. That one is Palawan. This one is Taal Lake. This is the beach in Ilocos. Here we have Boracay. And of course, my favorite, Bacanes. And this is Caliraya Lake. Another beautiful beach in the Visayas, very beautiful. Sierra Madre Ranges. And would you believe, even in Iligan coastline, meron tayo dito. Ganda, no? Ngayon, ang ginagawa natin, pag nakakakita tayo ng mga lugar na ganito, hinahabol natin. And in the process of our quest to go to these places, we forget that we are actually contributing to a lot of damage. So, pupuntahan natin. Ito, this is just a scene as I drove towards Subic. Ang dami kong nakita, nakikita ko. Yung mga nag-picture dito, sabi ko doon sa friends ko. Actually, maganda yung mga retrato. Kung titignan natin, hindi ba? Maybe an artist I see beauty, but at the same time, there's destruction in it. And then, in the process, we have pollution and heat. We don't know where to put our garbage. And up to now, there's issues about landfill. And this is what happens to our rivers. And eventually, pag nakarating tayo doon sa lugar na yun, ayan, we have arrived. This is what we are producing. And this is how we are slowly changing our own country. And but we cannot stop things like this because sometimes as an architect or as an individual, parang we seem powerless to do something. So, and it's easier to blame large organizations, government, corporations. But sometimes, pag tinitignan ko yung sarili ko, I know, as an architect, I am contributing to the destruction, which is very difficult to swallow. Kasi nagre-recommend ako ng materials. Everything that is used in construction is mine. It's part of nature. So what is the bottom line? We need to understand how we are actually using the resources that we are recommending to people. And believe me, as a green architect, it is not very easy to find materials that can be used for the right purpose. So one of the greatest challenges connected to natural and environmental concerns is, of course, the long-term protection and safeguard of our resources. And how do we do this? We have been giving lectures for the past year or so. And these are some of the basic areas that we have covered. Sustainable planning, safeguarding water and water efficiency, energy efficiency and renewable energy, indoor environmental quality